What up? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And look at you. You done stumbled upon little OTB Saints, where we bring you all the latest black and gold coverage.
Who are the Saints going to draft? Who's going to be their quarterback? What does the salary cap look like? All that information and more.
Hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe.
So to see the NFC South, I mean, the Saints certainly have the opportunity to play spoiler if they can knock off the Bucs. And if that happens, how does rookie Michael Penix Jr. do in the playoffs? I mean, that's certainly something to watch as well. Can the Bengals sneak in? They need a loss from the Broncos and the Dolphins as well as a win themselves. That's another team that nobody would want to play in the playoffs as well. So there's a lot to watch.
I wonder what the majority of Saints fans would actually want here.
I would imagine Saints fans hate Falcons more than
Yeah,
Bucs.
that's what I'm saying. I think you
it's pretty
probably
easy.
don't mind losing here, letting the Bucs win the division, and ruining the Falcons' good time, and letting them know that, oh, y'all had a massive division lead, should have won, and yet not only did you choke it away, but we got Derek Carr. Well, good, you got Kirko. And they both are on giant contracts, and they both suck.
And then you finally replace Cousins, but you still don't make the playoffs.
I was going to say the problem would be for Saints fans if you beat Tampa and then Atlanta makes it, and then Penix does something good in the playoffs, then everything changes.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, despite all the bad, Atlanta's got their young quarterback. You still got Carr, and you feel like crap.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe the play is to just go ahead and lose to Baker and co.
Yeah, because if Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans beat you and they do well in the playoffs, does that really change anything? They did that last year.
Yeah, exactly. As far as the Saints game goes, yeah, I don't have much for it. The last 2 weeks have really stamped out any remaining shred of actual pregame interest that you maybe had in this team beyond kind of mechanically going through the motions. Again, unfortunately, I mean, I guess it was fun seeing Clyde make a couple plays, like you said, but unfortunately, the Saints are in such a bad spot roster-wise that it's hard even to watch a game and look to the future and be like, oh, these are great elements that we can rely on going forward. Because, again, ideally, none of these receivers are receivers next year, right?
No. If they are, it's a problem.
Yeah, I mean, and that kind of extends to almost every single position group. So I wish I could give you more on the Saints going into this Sunday, but I'm kind of at the point where mercifully, maybe it's just time to let it end. Let this whole season end.
Oh, but yeah, it's been time.
Yeah,
it's let go and let God time.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens in August when we reconvene in the draft. But if it stays the same, I don't really have a lot of faith in that. I'll be honest with you.
Well, if only they would keep the good players that they draft, like Zach Bond, Trey Hendrickson. No, I agree though. I don't have a lot of faith either in. I mean, what a moment for Mickey Loomis. We use all of our Roman analogies. The third triumvirate, he was always kind of the Crassus analog, and well, it looks like he too went into Parthia and got his head chopped off. He has to. It's wild that he could be a GM that brought a Super Bowl to New Orleans and have his reputation as down and sullied as it is right now. No one needs to turn around this franchise more than Mickey Loomis. Otherwise, somebody who should be celebrated and remembered as a Saints hero will go down as a villain.
I mean, what's the old quote about if you stay long enough,
Yeah,
That's
true.
Kind of what it feels like.
Familiarity breeds contempt.
What it kind of feels like right now. And there's no GM that has the same set of circumstances that Mickey Loomis has. Let's be honest. There's no GM that feels as safe as Mickey Loomis. We talk about it, and there's some truth to it. He's, basically the owner because he kind of runs the team. He makes all the decisions, coaches and draft and free agency and, doing all of that with this sense of being untouchable. That's not a good combination.
No.
I think one of the best things about the NFL, at least for me personally, was you knew every single day when your feet hit the ground, you had to go do something to save your job. Every day. Monday, off day on Tuesday, you better be doing something. Wednesday, it didn't matter. It wasn't just game days. Every day you had to be doing something to protect your job.
Yeah.
And when you don't have that sense of urgency, it turns into what the New Orleans Saints are turned into right now. So, like, that would be my worry. And unless he gets some heat, some pressure, which, again, we hadn't heard any of that. He's just going to make another coaching decision. He's going to draft another group of players, and they're going to continue on with the same old, same old. That's not a good place to be. Man, you got to have a little bit of pressure on you. You have to have a little bit of, hey, man, we've been really good here. It hasn't gone our way the last couple of years. I need to look in the mirror.
Yeah.
I need to do something different. Instead, we get him with the Bubblicious, with the big league chew.
I'm telling us that Dennis Allen's going to be Tom Landry.
And him coming out there and being very, very arrogant about it as well.
Yeah, I mean, and so I completely agree with you. That's where he doesn't have the natural market forces in that your job should be threatened. And so you have to be very honest about what do you need to change. None of those are in play. So if you want to double down on things that have not been successful in the past because you just think they are right, he actually has the leeway to double down on it, which to your point, Jake, is just incredibly rare. Actually, pretty much non-existent.
No,
in this business.
literally nobody else has that. Jonathan, thank you. You either die a hero or you live long enough
Yeah,
to have yourself become the villain.
yeah, the Dark Knight. I mean, that's so true. That is really actually what's gone on with Mickey Loomis.
It's really, honestly, though, for me, from the outside looking in, it's the arrogance that bothers me. If you come out and you're like, okay, here's why Dennis Allen's still our head coach. Here's why I believe in him. All right, there was this case and there was this instance where I saw him and there was this game. Just trust me, guys. I realized what the results look like, but he didn't. He came out and compared him to some of the all-time greats and where they started. We know, like, not every situation is going to be the same.
Remember, he still didn't want to make a move after the 7-game losing streak as well.
I know.
It took Gale. Gale coming in and finally being like, nah, fam. Something's got to change. So we will see.
Like, imagine doing a bad job in any profession, any job. If we were doing a bad job here, if we weren't the 9th ranked mid-market morning radio show, okay, and we were bad, and nobody ever told us anything, we're just going to keep doing the same.
Yeah.
Going to keep doing, like, every job, right? If Taylor's bad at video.
See, Taylor, that's why I'm so hard on you.
That's why. Okay, but like imagine like, okay, sure. Let's use it towards me. Imagine I come in here for a week straight, everything is flawless, nobody could have done any better, and then I suck for the next 3 weeks. And if you challenge me on it, I'm like, wait, guys, I know what I'm doing. I'm the same guy that was flawless. That was flawless 6 weeks ago, and it's like, yeah, but you've sucked ever since. Yeah, but guys, like, trust me, I know more. Like, I've been there. I've had success. You've seen it. There's been very little success very recently, but trust me, I know what I'm doing. That's Mickey Loomis's attitude when he's challenged on it.
Yeah. It's
He has, like, Jerry Jones power without owning the team, without being a billionaire.
true.
Like,
True.
think about that. Think how dangerous that is.
Was also not a billionaire, but he's also kind of not.
Oh, he's rich.
In that, but also he's like part of the group that does control the estate, essentially. Now he's not the head executor. I believe that's executor.
You know what I mean?
I believe that. Yeah, no, for sure. No, for sure. But he's not. But yes, no, he is not like Jerry Jones. Okay, yeah, he's Jerry Jones, but he also created the most valuable brand and owns the most valuable brand in all of sports in the world, almost.
And they also, like, they gave Mickey the Pelicans, too. This man was running no qualification to run the Pelicans, but he was.
Disaster. Wow, just amazing black and gold takes right there, Jake.
I don't think I've ever heard any takes that are better than the two guys that just gave you that take.
And you can keep getting them by going ahead and liking, subscribing, ringing the bell to get notifications when we post. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next OTB Saints.